Alright, here's a quick update. So I tried my luck with copper plating again. There's some good and some bad here. This is what it looks like, unpolished. You can see when it starts to get polished. If I use the polish, it'll get pretty shiny on the high points, but it's really hard to get even coverage, and the biggest problem with this kind of copper plating is the difference in surfaces. Any slight gap of air will start to have water from the liquids seep in, and then just becomes an issue where the paint can bubble up. It had a few bubbles, but they do go down once it comes out and starts to dry. But still, it's not quite enough coverage for me to be happy with it as a real final copper piece. And I started on the top, and then I realized, oh my gosh, this cat. I started realizing that I should just quit while I was ahead and switch over to a paint faux treatment. But still, I've got a nice coating on this. You can see it's all nice and even now, and it's got a little bit of metal on it, but just not enough. It's not a thick enough coat, and the amount of time I'd have to dip it in the plate solution would it wouldn't work out. It would eventually just start to peel off and be fighting with bubbles and all that stuff. So I learned from the last time I did this to just quit while I was ahead and not have to scrape all of this paint off again. So I'm just going to do a simple black primer and then do some acrylic wipes. I'm not sure whether I want to do the peacock in a different metallic color or not. I'm going to see what I have. I don't think I have much besides this gold. So I'll take a look at what I got and try a few things, but I'll do that live a little bit later, maybe after lunch. But for now, I just wanted to kind of show and share what the results of the dipping is. But yeah, you can see that any imperfections in the wood surface. I mean, really, if I had the time, I could polish that up and really smooth it out. But I mean, the kind of the coppery look is kind of neat. But you can see it's not very thick. So if I sand at all, even the slightest little bit, it takes the copper right off. So it's an extremely thin layer, and you'd have to have it in there for a long time. I did about a half an hour on this side. You have to swish it around. You have to get the water circulating. You have to watch the voltages, but you can see that eventually it will start to peel off if you rub against it with the wire that you're dipping it with. So there's a lot of tricks, and I'm sure I'm no expert in plating. I've only done it a couple of times now. But this will even out nicely if I just primer it up. I can even do a light sanding after primering, and then I'll do a nice dry brush faux metal look, and then a clear seal, and then I'll be done. But then I can even clean up some of these imperfections, which I should have probably done first. But you see how I take the copper right off when I do that. Go right down to that other coating. So yeah, I'm just going to primer it and clean it up nice and finish it up. But as you can see, in one solid color, it worked out pretty well. I'm quite happy with it. It's got a nice durability to it. It will start to crack eventually, as you can see in a couple spots. This is just from having wire and clay on the inside. And some of that I can hide with the primer. Hopefully that'll fill it in. It seemed to have opened up again. Obviously, putting it under water isn't very good for it. So putting it underwater probably wasn't good for it to keep it from cracking. So I just want to make it work. So I'm not gonna risk any more cracks. But for the most part, it's pretty solid. I mean, another way to do this would be to cast it, obviously, in solid metal, but that I don't have the equipment for that. One of these days. But yeah, you can see a couple places I missed. Anyway, for the most part, this will be good. It's a nice solid product. It balances well. Okay, so I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys in a bit. This is just a real quick recap.